Meet Riverbed, a new triangle shawl inspired by the quiet textures in nature. Smooth scattered stones and water-worn riverbanks. In this video, I share the inspiration behind this shawl and walk you through the yarn and stitch patterns, and also show you how this shawl is both meditative to knit and versatile to wear. I find there's something very comforting about knitting and wearing the classic triangle shawls. And for this one, I wanted to turn to nature once again for my inspiration. Now, water as an element is something that I'm always quite drawn to, both in knitting or for my knitting inspiration and otherwise. But for this one, I kind of saw the shawl as brown and very earthy. So instead of actual water, I turned into the landscape shaped by water. And that's where I started to see the textures that I wanted to use. I think it's partly because when I was designing this and knitting this, we were in the sort of autumn period, and autumn is associated with the earth element. So I believe that kind of came through for the ideas. So my inspiration were the kind of smooth pebbles and stones thrown over the riverbeds and riverbanks, and also the groove marks left on the earth or carved on the earth and rock by water over decades and centuries. And that's where the stitch patterns arose. Like I said, this is a classic triangle shaped shawl. So you begin from the center of the longest edge of the triangle, and your work increases on every right side row at the edges and along the central spine. After cast on, you start with a textured rib pattern that's mimicking the water marks and grooves on the earth. And then the central part of the shawl is worked in these pearl clusters on a smooth stockinette base. And it's a sort of asymmetric. Of course, there is a chart, so it's not completely random, but they're not, the two halves of the shawl aren't exact mirror images. And those are then the pebbles and rocks that the moving water has smoothed over years, over time. And then for the edge, you return to the rib pattern and bind off. So it's textured, but it's still very minimal and simplistic, easy to pair with several different kinds of outfits, and also provides kind of easy, not completely mindless, but engaging meditative knitting time. For my shawl, let me just drape it over. So for my shawl, I used Wetterhoff Tuukka, folded a bit differently. So Tuukka, that's the base. And like it says, this is Finnish wool made here in Finland. I bought this on a recent outing to Hämeenlinna, and I made a little vlog about that as well. I'll link it up there. So you can go watch that after this. But this is DK weight yarn. It has 225 meters, so about 240 yards per 100 gram. And I used 2 skeins. And I did use almost exactly 2 skeins. So if your gauge is different from mine, please just prepare with enough yarn or just bind off a little earlier. I was very, very drawn to this kind of earthy, slightly reddish, rich brown. But of course, this shawl, because of the kind of simple textures that it has, is very suitable for other colorways as well. And I would love to see what color you are planning on using for this and what you need your riverbed in. Like I said, the triangle shawl is very versatile to wear. You can drape it over your shoulders like this, kind of wrap it around yourself. I have to be careful with the microphone. You don't want to hear the sounds it makes if I wrap it with the wool, or then just kind of bunch it up and wear it like a scarf. And I've also seen people wear these, and I sometimes do it myself, where you take the edges after you've draped it like this and tie them behind your back. So it's kind of, there you go. So it's kind of like a bolero shaped extra layer that stays in place if you're moving about. The pattern is now available on Ravelry. I'll link it down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the shawl, and do share it on Instagram if you do cast on. I will see you soon.